quite viable because as you go in, you're going to be met by a shield bash from this Leona, a bunch of stuns. You've got a heap of slows that can keep you in check as well. Trying to operate in these fights and in these skirmishes as Crisp is going to be very, very difficult. And it looks like he will be paired with Khan. So the idea in this bottom lane is, right, we want to burst you out.
Yeah.
We get some sort of stun. If we can get a hook, then you've got this burst combo from the Jayce straight into the depth from below, and you can just murder huanfeng in this lane.
Because we saw the Karma and we thought, well, straight away that's going to be for Doinb, right? This is his most played alongside Rumble. And if we just quickly look at Khan, because he's been out on the bench for a while now, the Jayce is something he hasn't picked up this split. It's more of a, you know, the shy pick that's been coming through, or slash rookie as of recently.
Well, you say that, but this has been a Khan special.
Yeah,
so back in LCK 2017 summer,
history.
Khan had a 90% win rate on Jayce.
Oh, really?
He is real damn good at this champion. So do not be surprised if you see Khan popping the hell off on this Jayce.
Well, he's going to have to because he's replacing LWX today. And this is not like 2019 summer where Doinb and Tian swapped roles. Doinb played jungle, Tian played mid, and they're like, what the hell? It doesn't matter. We got first place. This time against Suning, this decides which side of the bracket they're on. And for Suning, this decides if they're in quarterfinals with 10 championship points in their back pocket for free, or if they have to make the climb from round one. The most important match to finish off the LPL summer coming right up.
FunPlus 加油！苏宁加油！
The Jayos come in as we enter Summoner's Rift. Ladies and gentlemen, the very last best of 3 of the regular season of LPL 2020 Summer. Now, we know that the LEC will be starting soon. But why in the heck would you leave this series hanging when we got a full best of 3? Not best of 1, best of 3. With the 2019 World Champions, who are going to be in the first round and have to make the glory run. And Suning, who are trying to get past them and into that quarterfinals.
And especially when FPX has a composition like this. I mean, why would you not want to watch and see how this one's going to turn out? Because honestly, I'm not entirely certain myself. They have an incredibly strong mid-game when you look towards how strong this Jayce can be. Same with Karma, same with GimGoon in this top lane. Even Tian can have some impact in these mid-game fights thanks to the true damage. And if he can go towards something like an early Haunting Guys in his build, as okay.
Oh. So they're thinking, they see the laning phase start. Now, GimGoon's going to be going mid against the Zoe. Khan top lane, and Doinb laning with Chris.
So this is actually what we talked about. This is all over the place, but this was what we were saying was like, this is a pick that we've seen played sometimes in this bottom lane. You've seen mages teeter into that role. Now, it's been a while since we saw Karma, but definitely has solid push power in this bottom lane. Can set up Chris quite well as well when you get enough of that poke down. But the big thing, exactly, it is a bit like Reckless. The big thing here, though, is Doinb is super safe on this Karma.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to an Ezreal in respect where you can farm from quite far away thanks to your Qs. So expect Chris to get out early and start roaming. I want to see him pick up these early Moby boots so he can go towards the likes of Angel in this mid lane, work with GimGoon, and start to pick up these kills and the snowball rolling for FPX.
Because the crazy thing is for Khan, he's probably the best laning top laner out of GimGoon and himself, right? As he gets barreled down, doesn't help my core now that Bin's hit level 2. But the point is, put him in a place where he's comfortable. GimGoon is still in a solo lane through mid, although a very different dynamic, as I'm sure a lot of people will agree. And Doinb on his safe champion in the bottom side. Well, I have to see how this progresses. Jungle intervention is crucial here. Tian is showing us his first Lillia in the LPL as we're looking towards, okay, we see the cooldown reduction, AP, and I believe they're saying it's armor, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'd assume so. I mean, we did see Doinb hovering the Karma, but as... Oh, hang on, top lane.
Okay, all right. Well, Bin's actually going to be ganked by Tian. The Blooming Blows start coming in pretty damn fast here. The watch out is actually flashed away from. No, it comes out just then as the auto attack with Airy. Tian dives it. And first blood goes to FPX while sacrificing his own life.
A kill for a kill. I mean, you're at least getting Tian rolling, and Lillia is definitely a champion in this jungle that wants to get out and wants to start working early, but I mean, this isn't the best of situations here for Khan. He wasn't able to get it. He's now kind of low. Wave is pushing out against him. So he would love to get some help here to try and push this wave in so he can get a nice back timing. But looks like he won't be won't push too far past that mid lane state where SofM can look for a gank.
Well, Tian coming back alive notices that SofM goes for an invade after Tian made that dive. And it's going to be interesting to see what pathway Tian goes for because there's a ward that's spotting this out. And SofM's back on over. I'm not sure if he's spotted it, stolen away with the smite. Level 4 acquired, blue buff in the back pocket, and Tian has to go home.
Especially when SofM has picked up this Scuttle Crab on the top side. He's now got blue buff, looking to get a bit more for himself here as well.
He's not quitting, is he? All right.
This is the problem with Lillia, though. She's super weak to invades like this because she's not really good at skirmishes.
And Khan's walked down to try and help him, but now stuck between two people. The smoke screen slows him down. He burns his flash. Tries to turn it onto Bin, walking through this lane for priority as SofM takes the Shock Blast combo, but Tian, I believe he's already used the Swell Seed, so SofM walks out reasonably successful.
So this is something that I expect SofM to continuously go for. When Lillia is so weak to these invades, and you're on a Graves, you can duel her super effectively, especially being able to play at range when you've got like the likes of the red buff on SofM, but hook under tower.
Yeah, but luckily for SwordArt, there is a wave still there, and he didn't attack anyone from FPX, so no scathing. As Doinb and Crisp are actually down a lot in CS here, and we don't normally see the Pyke in the LPL. It's been the Nautiluses, the Leonas consistently. The Thresh hovers in there
Bard
as well.
a lot more
yes,
than anything
Bard
else.
is massive. The Pyke has been a favorite of Crisp in the past. He's a great hook champion. I don't know if he wants me calling him that, but we'll see how he goes. This is his first of the split and the first Pyke overall of the LPL summer.
The thing is, though, we need this FPX composition to get rolling.
Yeah.
Right? As we said, as Pyke want to start scaling, especially with the change that came through a couple of patches ago, he's a lot squishier, so needs to be executing pretty damn well to get these kills in his favor before he ends up getting picked off. Same with GimGoon on this Renekton. Doinb's going to fall off. You look at Khan on this Jayce, who does really well on 2 lethality items, but when we get to the later point of the game where you've got a guaranteed consistent damage AD carry in huanfeng, SofM as well, Bin will scale to maximum gangplankness in the late game. Suning are just going to take over. So I want to see in this game how Tian can have an impact. The big problem is, yes, he's got that first kill. He ended up going down, which gave SofM the opportunity to invade. Now Tian is on the back foot, which is not where you want to be as a Lillia, especially when Suning are controlling
And
these waves.
look at this. I mean, SwordArt's roamed to the top lane, flashes in for Shield of Daybreak, and that's just a dead Khan. Really nice roam from the support of Suning.
Especially when we expected Crisp to be the one rolling. SofM, though, on this bottom
Swell
side.
Seed doesn't connect, nor does the Watch Out. And SofM, Scuttle is taken, he walks away. Now, FPX will start the Dragon here, but SofM still nearby, unless he gets cornered on in. Crisp is here, spotted out now. Hook sends him to his side of the map, but it doesn't matter. Crisp picks up the kill, Jungler punished, and that's good for FPX.
Nice punish there from FPX and getting something back in their favor, because one of the things is, as we said, Doinb's super safe. He can push in with Crisp and then unlock Crisp in that bottom lane. Same goes for huanfeng and SwordArt. They've been able to push in bot lane. Great, let's get SwordArt out, moving about, setting up in for these kills. But FPX find an opportunity to get that punish. They've now set themselves up with that first dragon of the game.
Yep.
And now they've got the opportunity to start stacking these objectives, where when they get to this mid-game point where they're super strong, Suning will have a problem fighting them at these 3rd, 4th dragons.
But of course, to reiterate what you're saying, we look towards that later game, and FPX are definitely on a timer right now. You look at the front line that they have, even with a Karma, see the possibility of Suning with all those late game scalers on their side and how well they'll perform. As Chris misses the Bone Skewer in this bottom lane, and huanfeng and SwordArt continue to have fun down here. Big wave pushing against them, and they're already 10 CS ahead. You look across the rest of the map for Suning, and Bin's keeping up against this level 6 Khan. Even dodges away from the Shock Blast, and things are going well.
Exactly, and they've even set up the map perfectly for them right now. They've got vision control all the way down this bottom side river, although one of the wards is just time out. And they've got control top
Shock
side.
Blast combo miss. Maybe he was watching the Shy before. Jumps onto SofM. It's end of the line, literally, for Khan 0, 2, and 1.
And look at the control that Suning have. You've got 2 wards there on that top side. SofM is able to move through this top lane completely unbeknownst to Khan. Another kill goes over towards Bin. And right now, Suning, they are gunning for that 4th place spot in our summer standings.
It's a shame I can't say in his first ever 80 carry game, he's dropping the ball because he's not playing an 80 carry, he's playing top lane again. So he has absolutely no excuse here.
And this is the thing, Khan has struggled being a little bit of a weak side top laner when he can't have that jungle intervention to allow him to be aggressive. Well, in this game, Tian has been set back, so he's not quite able to keep up the pressure and allow Khan to do things with this Jayce. And now Suning looking to encroach on FPX
Yeah,
territory.
this will be interesting. Squall Seed flies out. GimGoon takes a trouble bubble. Angel low on mana. Enchantress Arrow flies on up. Dodged away by GimGoon nicely, but Finn has to set up with the barrel chain in. Goes the flash for GimGoon right into the pit. SofM is getting hit hard as it's taken by Bin. Suning pick up the Rift Herald. No one's died yet. SofM dodges away, but eventually dies to Chris, which is actually better as Khan again can't do anything. As forward goes Doinb, the chain might come through, but orange should be available. Bone Skill ready for the flash. Hits Ben, who flashes away with an orange immediately. But that's so worth for Suning, who are still ahead in gold at 9 minutes.
Exactly, 1-for-1 trade. Now, they are kind of low underneath this turret, so do need to be careful of some shenanigans coming in from FPX. But still, Suning, they get the win. They crucially get 2 kills onto Angel as well. This Zoe is setting up to have an incredibly strong mid-game. And when you start to look towards these objectives that we wanted to see FPX being able to play through, pick up, start the snowball rolling, well, that's becoming a lot more difficult now with the way things have gone in this early game.
And I know that a lot of people will be saying this is not their true roster, so FPX are not performing to their limit, but throughout the whole split, we've been saying that FPX have not been performing well. They're in round 1 guaranteed, which means that they have to make a run. Even though they have, I believe they've got 40 points from Spring, if I'm not mistaken, so they will be in regionals. But the thing is, FPX, when they get to the best of 5, something has to click. Otherwise, they'll just be out in round 1. And I don't know if they can make a miracle run even in regionals with the form that we've seen so far in summer.
And that's the big question here for me is, even though we've seen some experimentation with Khan in this top lane, GimGoon in this top lane, that hasn't been the big issue for me in this team. It's been the manner in which FPX are looking to play out the map. We've seen Tian has looked incredibly shaky throughout this split. Doinb as well hasn't been able to have as big of an impact as we'd known from him before. And even when we look towards champions that we'd normally consider Doinb super strong, like the Twisted Fate.
Yeah.
They're not actually able to play out the composition in a style where they play through side lanes. They're looking more so to actually find these fights, go for these 5-man engages, and on a composition that's designed around picks, it makes things a lot more difficult for FPX in these games.
As Crisp is on the roam here in the top side, trying to match SwordArt at the moment. Rift Herald's put in the river. They wanted Shelly to go back to the wilderness, and that's fair. But right now, the rest of FPX have other dies. The lilting lullaby from Tian might set up SofM as GimGoon charges on him with Dominant Solar Flare. Locks him down. Tian comes in with the blooming blows. And down. GimGoon will go as well as SofM joins that pit. And now Angel might be in the club too. There's no ultimate left available. Enchantress Arrow from huanfeng was beautiful as Bin sets up with the barrel chain. And now Chris too far forward. Goes into his little realm of wateriness, whatever that thing is. SwordArt low on mana has to run away, but Bin is not giving this one up. The barrel chain set up again and Khan flashes away. He's not doing too much damage with an uncompleted first item. As Bin will eat up an orange, he's practically full health again. huanfeng being the target slowed down by Doinb. We're fighting LPL style as the Bone Skewer was great onto Bin. Doinb will get the kill, and that watery goodness end up working out well for Crisp.
And FPX managed to come out on top, so when we said, hey look, Suning are off to a great start, that gold lead quickly being swallowed by that watery goodness of Chris, and now FPX can start to push in this mid lane. GimGoon has found SofM as well, although it's not maybe a trade that he wants to take against this Graves, as SofM smites away that glow scuttle.
As you'd expect, right? He is a juggler, so SofM walks away after taking the Swell Seed, but if we look at that trade, once again, Suning going even is great.
The thing is, though, Suning now have got actually, thanks to those deaths, surprisingly, decent back timings. They're actually coming out onto the map. They can move over towards this dragon. You're only looking at Doinb, who had to move up towards that top lane to shove in the wave. Now backing to move towards the dragon. So an opportunity here for Suning to steal away one of these quick dragons. And when we're looking at either an Ocean or an Infernal Soul, Suning delaying any of these dragons is going to be super strong.
Yeah. And especially when we're talking about the potential now of an Infernal Soul or a Ocean Soul as well. Things seem to be rolling in their favor as FPX in the river clearing out vision, preparing for this one. GimGoon angling for a flanking angle in case Suning wants a challenge. But not grouped up. Bin does have Cannon Barrage.
Suning are far too spread out here. This is not the engage.
But Tian is at half health. This is the problem. SofM's jumping into the pit. And this Lillia will not get the smite down. Gets destroyed. And FPX was separated here. Chris goes out with the Ghost Water dive, and GimGoon is just dead. FPX are getting slaughtered by Suning.
Tian going into that pit, taking so low, separates completely from FPX. And when they saw huanfeng on that bottom side of the map, you can just rush forward as FPX. You've got the speed ups there from Doinb to make sure you engage, even jump on towards huanfeng to make sure you're finding these fights, but they're not quite able to. The dragon goes over and Suning are collapsing on this bottom lane hysterics.
Here we go, that ward not going to spotting out the cross till it's too late. Angel already on 2 kills, wants some more. Trouble land from downtown. Doinb cleanses it away, but how does he survive? The answer may shock you. And the clickbait's there. 3rd kill for Angel. Chris survives. Luckily, as well, C does absolutely nothing. And FPX lose another.
It may be the clickbait call, but it's been a bait this entire time where it's just Suning eating up everything on FPX's side. Tian in the middle of this is the Lillia. Like, this is the problem I have with Lillia, is that she's so squishy. So if you get separated from your team like that, you can get picked off so easily. FPX also kiting away allows huanfeng to have a position where he can now rejoin the rest of his team. They fight that front to back style, and a composition that is looking to scale is smacking FPX right now.
I feel like every time we see a Lillia in the LPL, we should put a poll in chat saying Lillia or Lillia. I feel like this may be a Lillia game. 2-3-2. It started out with some good skirmishes, but Tian has been falling aside as SwordArt is taken over with Crisp. Tian on his way. Look at that little prance and how cute it is. As Enchantress Arrow, was that thrown out? No, it was something else. SwordArt actually might be called. Ghost Water Dive, and the X mark in the spot might not matter. Crisp is on a rampage, though, and it is a Pyke support now, 4-0-1. Herald there, 4 versus 5, Suning want to contest.
Big pick coming through from FPX. Now with SwordArt gone, the only engage that they really have is huanfeng, and when you're trying to lock down some of these key members on FPX, like GimGoon and Khan, 1 arrow ain't gonna cut us.
Bone Skewer aiming for huanfeng. Target selection for FPX still good as SofM in the back of the pit. Lilting Lullaby used on him, and he has to back away with collateral damage. And Chad across the arrow was burning on the side. Bin is the target. Ghost Water Dive again from Chris to heal on up. Herald secured by FPX, but the challenge out of Suning is non-stop.
This has been such a back and forth game so far, over a kill a minute, and FPX at least are starting to get these objectives back in their favor. Now Suning looking to push in through this mid lane. Also members from FPX here, they should be fine to just clear this one out, but Suning really want to force the issue.
You got to remember that Angel is such a threat at this point in the game with Luden's Echo. No one wants to go near him, and Suning get their first turret of the game, First turret of the game in general. That 2k goal lead stands strong.
I didn't expect that turret to go down. When you've got so much wave clear between Khan and Doinb, you'd have expected they could have cleared out that wave, but here we go. Chris gets the auto attack onto SwordArt, which pops him over the wall. And even though they do get the pick on towards, well, with getting the pick on towards SwordArt, it does set them up to get this Rift Herald, and they should have been able to back away, but unfortunately couldn't get towards that mid lane turret fast enough where they can hold on to it. With that mid lane structure down, though, it's pretty nice for Suning where they can now shove in super effectively, try and get further control around the likes of this dragon that's going to spawn in a minute 30, but you do have at least that Rift Herald getting some much needed gold into the hands of FPX. Only slowing that lead down though to a 1,000 gold lead for Suning.
But SwordArt is on the way, and this turret trade may come at a cost. SofM was angling down as well, as Bin is having a great time against the Jayce. He's never really been down in CS. It's a Trinity Force and a Longsword versus a Youmuu's and another Serrated Durkin. Yep, Bin has some gold. This pirate went shopping, 5-finger discount, if you know what I mean. And he's stolen away a lot. There's a level 11 pirate. This is pretty hard right now if you're FPX. 7k in his back pocket, and should be doing some spending relatively shortly. While you talk about that dragon coming up, SofM has a ward in this try, and Angel might be getting the push here alongside him. Get some more gold.
And this is nice. Suning can look to pick this up, then just move over towards this dragon, add a second one to their collection at the moment. And when you've got both Lillia and Khan committed to that top side of the map to try and answer for this turret, it means that FPX should be able to just soak this dragon up no problem. They just need a few members here to move in to clear out this mid lane wave, so FPX aren't responding too heavily.
Bit of damage onto huanfeng. You see Doinb does have a Luden's Echo.
I was about to say, we usually see when we're talking about these mid laners, or at least the mid lane karmas, going towards the likes of the Ardent Censors, the Athenes and Holy Grail, but Doinb is like, no, okay, I need to be a carry in this squad, because when we've got the likes of no AD carry on this team, we need a bit more damage.
Do I need to pause you? Sir, you saw the teleport burn there by Khan, ready to go in. Swellseed actually connects onto SwordArt. Lilting Lullaby used, only under one. They want the pick, flashes over the wall, and Doinb won't get the damage. But SwordArt now without a part of his engaged kit. Dragon's up as well, so this is crucial timing for FPX if they can start this one off.
They need to start it now, though, because Bin hasn't made his way down here. Cannon Barrage isn't available, and it looks like it might be a little bit too late of a start here from FPX.
Now, considering that Crisp is the most fed member, we need to track that death from below and the resets it can get and the gold it can share. But Suning right now being 3k ahead, feeling confident. At 18 minutes, they can start this one up. GimGoon waiting for the blast cone, heading on over to SofM, Dragon at 2k. In the middle, though, Chris starts the fight off onto SwordArt and huanfeng, but Flash is being burnt as Khan just trying to disengage from Bin. Meanwhile, GimGoon keeps them busy while the Dragon goes down. That's the sacrifice, but the Cannon Barrage lays them down. Khan flashes off of cooldown this game. Swell Seed cannot go through to huanfeng, and SofM is hungry.
FPX are so damn quick, though, between this accelerated shock blast and those shields coming through from Doinb. So, Suning will manage to get one kill back in the favor. Dragon does go the way of FPX, however, and at least FPX are getting these objectives under their belt, but as you can see, GimGoon struggling on this Renekton to really find an entry into these fights because SofM, Angel, huanfeng can all play at range. Bin is doing a great job of keeping that backline of FPX occupied in these flank positions. So as this game starts to go on and Bin becomes stronger, we get the likes of the Essence Reaver, the Infinity Edges coming through. He will be able to delete the backline of FPX, and they've got to pay much more attention to the Pirates.
Oh, it looks so hard for FPX already. We can just imagine the next 10 minutes coming up. The Infernal Soul changes a lot of that dynamic, of course, as we've talked about with Souls in the past. FPX heading towards that trajectory while Crisp is setting up towards the Baron topside.
The nice thing for FPX, though, is that Tian has finished that Liandry's Torment. So this is like the go-to item for the damage source on Lillia. So the Liandry's Torment is super good because it obviously works with your passive. The Madness stacks work super well with that passive, and also just being able to swing that Shillelagh around so often in these fights. So when we look at Tian now, we can add him as a damage source to these engagements, and he's going to be so damn quick when you think about these accelerated, or the acceleration gates and the shields from Doinb, as we already pointed out.
Janky interaction there between SwordArt and Crisp, but he manages to get his way out. But I like that you are talking about Tian with the second item. Also note that we're heading towards a Play of the Ruin King / pause. Tian actually manages to get away from the Soul Player. Bone Skewer does not land. Watch out, Eep, to get away from the Troll Bubble. The poke from Angel and the collateral damage. Soon get one right off the bat. The poke is insane, and one pick leads to another if FPX stick around.
And this is where FPX are going to continue to struggle as Sunni are chasing them down.
Crisp does have his way to get on out. The Phantom Undertow does exactly that. But Suning now have a lot more of the map. They've got a minion wave pushing in towards this inner turret. SwordArt may be low. Chris wants to get the death from below. That seems pretty hard. Bone Skewer, too far.
Will force Suning back, though. They don't have a wave, and you've got GimGoon moving up towards that top lane to try and shove these in. And when you look at the builds like the Blade of the Rune King onto GimGoon, it feels like he wants to try and play through these side lanes. But honestly, he's never going to get a chance to do that. He's already struggling with Suning being able to position so well. They've been doing a great job of having Bin push out these side lanes, then group with the rest of Suning. So I feel like for GimGoon, I would have preferred to see the earlier Black Cleaver into some of these tanky stats, because honestly, he just needs to be a bruiser, so people like Tian aren't the ones soaking all this frontline damage, and he can step in front of a lot of the plays that are coming through from Suning.
He just moves for Tian. He's like, I'm not dying for you. And that's fair enough, you know?
I can't.
It's not really.
I can't blame him. Look, it's a case of you're caught between a rock and the hard place. You're trying to dodge away the paddle star, or dodge into the paddle stars from Angel. You got an arrow coming another way. You got sleepy trouble bubbles everywhere.
Soulflow's going to fly through Enchanted Arrow. No one blocks for Doinb. SwordArt jumps in over the wall. The Bone Skewer is great, but FPX already down a mad. The Swell Seed hits onto 2. Now, the Lilting Lullaby won't be used, but for Suning, they're a man up once again.
And that's the issue here. Who do you try and have tank these plays? And the second Doinb tries to fade out a bit more CC before he uses the cleanse. The second the cleanse comes out anyway, he goes down. Now Suning cracking open tier 2s, and Suning are looking so damn primed to take over game number 1.
So much better than what we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. A 5,000 gold lead for them right now. Next Dragon is up in a minute. They can get quick backs through if they want, but it looks like potentially looking to see if they continue this pick style that Suning are so good with to solidify this lead.
Troll Bubble lands again. Bone Skewer is there. SofM gets tagged here by the Dream Laden Bow. But Dragon's coming up in 40 seconds now. Again, we talked about FPX getting this Infernal Soul. They are... Wow, nice. The laugh to follow through. There's 6k gold down, Dagger, at 23 minutes in the game. This is where you spam GG go next if you're Sooning, because a big mistake has to occur for Sooning to lose this game at this point.
Well, FPX right now, because they have approached this dragon a little bit quicker, Sooning late on the resets, can now look for picks, and a big mistake is what you're looking for, but it's a wide skewer.
Yeah, it's definitely not one that has meat on it at the moment, as FPX, it's a flash that comes out of Doinb in the end. The blue buff given over to SofM, and Sooning are back just in time, they'll say. As Khan's trying to poke huanfeng from the rear, SwordArt flashes on in, and Channekel's arrow into the back of the pit as well. And you know what? Trouble Bubble's there. Angel slices it through, and Tian is just dead. No jungler for FPX, while GimGoon just takes a barrel of laughs. Sooning get another kill. It's stolen! Oh my god, it should not have been.
Khan is able to just about pick that one over the wall. SofM didn't get the smite in time. Sooning, though, with 2 members of FPX down, want to turn towards this Baron.
Well, Khan maybe 0 and 3, but getting the dragon there puts FPX at soul point next. But Angel coming through with the flash. Doinb saves his life. And you know what? That's okay. But Sooning now say, hey, on to the Baron we go. They do it so fast.
And you can't even get here in time as FPX. There's so much damn damage on Sooning. Chris, Doinb, and the TP coming in from Khan to try and pick off Sooning as they leave the pit.
Maybe they can fight. Dagda, death from below could be there, but Khan gets a kill onto SwordArt. This is good if FPX can get huanfeng. Yoma's pop slowed on down, Angel zoning them. FPX will lose the Baron. Sooning remain with 4. Cannon Barrage clears the wave, and FPX cannot do a thing.
And it's not like you're going to fall behind by using that Cannon Barrage. You hold on towards that mid lane turret. You're not going to be making any plays in Sooning for a moment, but now they get time to back to group and to continue fighting FPX like here. FPX incredibly spread out in this pit. Sooning turn and collapse. Tian goes down super easy again. Lillia just so damn squishy. But Khan able to just about eke out the steal there, which does crucially put FPX on towards that Infernal Soul point. And now in 3.5 minutes, they have an opportunity to get that Infernal Soul, which could massively swing a good portion of this damage back in their favor. But when we see how far ahead Sooning are, with the scaling Sooning have on their side, it's not looking pretty for FPX.
And Channekel's arrow was just used. I just have to reiterate, SofM did not have smite in the last play, which is why it was stolen away by Khan, but still, a great smite and something that Sooning may regret if they don't break this base here. Bone Skewer onto Angel, and they say no regrets, because Khan just gets bursted out yet again. Inhibitor almost drops down, and Khan almost dies to that fact, missing the Shock Blast combo. GimGoon gets trouble bubbled, and SofM ready to go in over the wall. Finn sets up the chain. They're still going forward. Sooning want to try and get the pick off here, but SwordArt maybe a bit too far forward. Layered down Solar Flare to try and disengage, but Dreamladen Bow tags him and death from below. Chris now has a reset as SofM is at half health. Doinb tags him on the way out, and there we go. GimGoon dies instead as Bin's running for his life. Tian trying to chase him down. Chilling Smite's there. Crisp, his ulti is about to time out, and he only finds one. So for FPX, it is a 1-for-1 trade. They defend their base, but their inhibitor does go down.
That's the big problem, though. The base has been cracked, and now when we look at the way that you can move forward in this game is Sooning, Gangplank in the side lane, pushing in this wave, Essence Reaver already, so then you can push these incredibly quickly, and then Sooning can look to group as a 4-man unit on the opposite side of the map and start getting these last 2 outer turrets down before they look towards those last 2 inhibitor turrets as well.
But at the very least, with FPX defending through mid here and Sooning backing away, we will get to that soul point, which, whether it goes to FPX or not, it does feel like it will decide the game. If Sooning get a fight around it, that's good night.
And this is the problem, though. If Sooning are able to find 1 to 2 picks around these on crucial members of FPX, well, then they can just look to end the game through mid lane. Especially when you got super creeps there, Sooning can push in super aggressively in this mid, same in this bot side, and then fall back towards that dragon, and it makes it so difficult for FPX to try and defend. I think FPX are just going to give it up. It's one dragon going over to Sooning. You're not in a place where you can really fight against it.
But you know
need
FPX,
to buy time. I know.
We've got a Lillia, and we know that Lillia... I don't know what Lillia loves to do, honestly. Just, what a ridiculous champ. It's the Hecarim and Nico went out for dinner, and Tian, you know, Lillia is the result. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, a couple of months, well, 9 months later to be precise. Swell Seed does land on huanfeng, but turret's already gone. Now onto another inhibitor turret with Bin hovering around off the side to mid. Crisp is trying to pick him off. But his barrel chain connects and FPX die at this point.
And FPX are struggling massively. And here we go. You see already pushing in. Resets coming through now for SwordArt. He will be able to get it back onto the map, but we'll mean that Sunyan, at least with the vision that they have gotten in towards FPX side. Going bowling through the mid lane. But watch where the lane states are right now. So being pushing mid lane. Bot lane has already been shoved in. 30 seconds until this Infernal Dragon. Sunyan are in fantastic spot now to get control of all this jungle. They already have control of river. And how do you try and approach this as FPX when you're walking straight into massive damage from Bin, SofM, Angel, and huanfeng's just waiting for a pick with this Enchanted Crystal.
SofM almost has his third item. He's got a Zeal and a Vampire Acceptor. He's pretty large at this point, level 14 over 13 for Tian. Tian's still on that blasting one, waiting for his item. We've got the 2 items for Renekton mid. Crisp now in a bit of a pickle. Might have to use that Phantom Undertow to get out, but hovering around the side. And with his Umbral Glaive, he will spot out a couple of wards on the way through. Dragon just going to drop, as you said. FPX not in the position there. They're heading towards the top side instead, and might clear some camps, while Suning could just go bot and try and end.
It's just about trying to get some sort of goal back in their favor. But the problem is, hey look, you got a Blade of the Rune King, Black Cleaver, Renekton. Who's he ever getting onto on Suning's side to actually use this Black Cleaver and Blade of the Rune King combo? Same when you look towards the likes of Khan, he's got some great lethality damage, but there's so much here that you can answer back for that poke on Suning's side, it doesn't really matter.
I've already got a concept for the Lillia skin.
Alright, let me
Mr. Tomness from Narnia. Did you ever watch Narnia? Yeah. I'm a fawn. You know?
Yeah.
That's a Lillia third skin. Oh, God. It's almost as good as Disco Nunu. But nothing beats Disco Nunu, I know that. You got any good skin ideas you want to put out there so that you can kind of like, quote-unquote, copyright them on broadcast?
I had one a while ago. I can't remember what it was. See, the thing is, I have this theory that if you actually start putting out all your good skin ideas, Riot probably can't use them because there will be that one guy who goes, no, that was my idea. I'm going to start making, like, here's all the concept art I did and it's going to ruin it.
I have proof. I said it.
But that's why they won't get made. So what you have to do is just secretly message a writer, give them permission and go. You can go free with this.
SofM moving into the mid lane though. We might get a full-on fight. The Lilting Lullaby used on the backside, and Tian, that ult didn't really do much. Maybe it stopped Angel from getting in and killing him. As Chris gets the Phantom Undertow out once again. SofM is ignited down. They want the kill. They want the reset. Death from below from Chris would change the game, but it's so hard to see how anyone gets that low. Crisp again with the Bone Skewer onto Bin, nicely dodged away. The level 16 GP is tanky as he is damaging at this point. And you know what? There's a Baron there. So he's kept the whole of FPX mid, while this is just getting shredded.
And Crisp will run into Angel here. Might be able to get the hook. Angel pretty low, but this Baron, it's already gone. SwordArt very low though. May actually even be in ult range for Pyke. Sunny to take quite a bit of damage. Will give the push power towards FPX in his mid, but Baron goes way soon.
So, in a turret for FPX is going to get taken down. But Suning now have Baron. They're running down mid. The pings have been thrown down for assistance. So you expect them to do the same thing with the open inhibitor mid and a big wave bot.
And that's the thing. FPX need to back now to get these waves in order. Otherwise, it's so easy for Suning to take a quick trip towards mid, pop that inhib, and then start moving over towards these side lanes. And you see Khan, yes, he's gotten in there, but look at these next few waves that are flowing in. Suning are in such a good position right now to start utilizing all these waves. GimGoon has moved top to start clearing that one out as Suning pushed through mid.
Swirling Seed, it continues to be the bowling ball down mid. And Zoe versus Lillia, while it is cute, I do prefer the Zoe this time around, even though they're different roles, almost with her third item. And now the inhibitor's gone down with Baron, Suning's confidence says, we can threaten mid a little bit longer, but have they stayed too long? Crisp is heading on in. The Bone Skill once again onto SofM. Misses at close proximity. SofM collateral damages out and makes it look way too easy as the Lilting Lullaby again is too far away, Tian. huanfeng is at least 10 arm lengths down Summoner's Rift.
And this means that FPX will lose the inhib. Suning will continue their march towards victory as they get in towards this bottom side. Already SofM pushing in this mid, trying to play nuisance for FPX. That's the thing. Suning have played this early game so well, and with a composition that scales better, they're in such a good spot.
Cannon Barrage in the back end, and Khan, you know, he hasn't done much this game, and he won't do much with the Solar Flare laid down, and Angel taking him out. It's already a kill down as Chris gets the reset. It's great, but he doesn't find the other. FPX have just lost 3 in an instant with the teleport riding through mid. Suning have looked absolutely exceptional in this first game. When it matters, when they say they want quarters, they mean it. As game 1 is going to be a big impact on this series with SofM taking way too many turret shots. Tian is skirmishing around. He'll get the shutdown, but it's already a bare Nexus as he gets taken down by Angel in the end. 6-1 and 10 on this Zoe, 5-2 and 9 on the GP. Everyone from Suning outclassed.